Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Sincerely appreciate you joining me today for episode number 159, where I'm going to talk to you about a best practice of formatting non-DataLink data and making sure you add notes in your model browser. I came across this one today, actually. I was training one of my colleagues on how to use this fantastic tool, also known as Quantrix Modeler, the thing that makes everyone's lives better when they use it. And what we had is we had this matrix that was bringing in some information, okay? And what I like to do in my models is anytime I have a data link, and I know I have a data link because if I zoom in here, I can see right here that I've got this arrow, so I know that I have a data link on this matrix. But anytime I create a data link, what I like to do is I like to go over here to the model browser, and I like to add just a few little notes down here in this section about where that data link is coming from. So right now, I can look at these notes and I can say, well, the source for this data is the ETL data raw, which is located right here in my model browser. So what that does is that allows me to know exactly where a certain matrix is coming from in regards to a data link. So I think this note functionality is awesome in Quantrix and certainly should be utilized. But another thing I like to do, and another best practice, if you will, is to, when I have a data link, I go ahead and I leave all the data that's coming into that data link. I go ahead and I leave that white. Okay, I don't add any color, but any formulas or calculations that I add to the data, what I go ahead and do is I go ahead and I highlight it yellow. Now you can pick whatever color you want, but I think it's important that you highlight it. And the reason why that is because if I were to come in here and I were to look at this data and I were to say, well, you know, my absolute value, it's just not looking right, or some other column's not looking right, I know instantly that, well, yes, this is a data link. Again, I know that because of this, but I also know that this is actually not part of that data link. This is actually a calculation, and so maybe I'm going to look down here in the formula first, okay? Whereas if I saw maybe a problem over here in some of the data that was highlighted white, then my eyes are going to go directly over here to what the source is and begin looking at the source instead of maybe trying to scroll through formulas. So anyway, that's a best practice. That's what I do. Data link data, I leave unhighlighted or white. Any calculations associated with it, I make it yellow. And then I always try to document in the notes something about the matrix, where it's coming from, especially if it has a data link. I hope you find that useful. I hope you'll employ it. It'll make your life better. I hope also that you will reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com and ask me any question you may have about Quantrix. I mean, it's free, so you ought to be asking me. I'd love to try to answer your question, so please reach out to me. And again, please come back and watch another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.